It started with one donut and one pair of Gucci shoes. Now, you're probably asking, what in the fuck is he talking about? I'm talking about my obesity or weight gain. To me, it's considered obese if you were to compare my body, what I looked like when I was 16. I think 16, 17, 18, and 19 was when my body looked the best. It could have looked the same. Considering my body right now, I'm 35 and my body is coming pretty close back to where it used to be, but there's still lots of work to be done. I realized that all of this mass that I had acquired was throughout the years, so all of these fitness experts, these so-called weight loss experts, they're showing off you their greatest transformations, but I'll be honest with you, it takes a long time. You can't expect to lose what you packed on over the years in a 3 to 6 month period. That's nonsense. It didn't work for me, and I'm pretty disciplined. You guys see I post continuously on my live. I always show up for you guys. I'm posting motivational content, fitness content, and credit repair content. I'm showing up every single week. I'm very consistent, but it's still difficult. And it's going to take some tweaks. But one of the most important things, I think the biggest takeaway from this video is it only takes one time for you to fuck up everything. When you're on a diet and you decide, hey, I did pretty good, I worked out pretty good, I can treat myself to this, I can treat myself to that. The God honest truth is that decision right there, that moment right there determines everything in life. It's not the fact that since you ran 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, that you can afford to eat one donut, which has about 600 calories inside just one, and you'll be okay. It's not about that. It's about maintaining your principle, understanding that you're breaking your promise. You are diverting. You have made a decision to cheat and be a liar. You can't stand on both sides of the You can't stand on both sides of the fence at once, or else your balls are gone. Both literally and figuratively. And I say that because if you were to stand on both sides of the fence, your crotch is going to be up in the middle of the fence. The middle of the fence is going to be up in your crotch. So your balls are automatically gone. And figuratively, as a figure of speech, meaning when you are trying to stand up for something, but you choose not to. Or when you know something or someone is wrong and you don't want to blame the other person, or you're just trying to be nice with your friend and so you tell them a white lie, but they really want to know how you feel, but you're afraid to tell them because you're afraid of disappointing them somehow. So you're living a fake friendship. It's best to tell people the truth, and they shouldn't be offended by it as long as you intentionally don't want to hurt them. But I think we ought to start telling the truth to everybody and being honest with yourself. It's dishonest when you say to yourself, you know what, this is what I believe, and then you decide to eat that donut. Or let's look at a financial perspective. Let's say you've went from 60,000 a year to 150. Then all of a sudden you start buying things that you could never afford before. That is the killer right there. It's in those moments when you are growing, when you're scaling, when you start making profit, you cannot begin to start acting as if you can afford everything now. No, you still can't afford it until you can buy it 4 times over. That goes with everything. I'll give you an example. Let's say your rent. If you can afford to pay a whole year of your rent up front, I'd say that's pretty darn good. If you can pay 6 months of your rent up front, that's pretty good as well. But if you can pay 4 times it up front, now that is when you are being solid as a rock. Wow. That's solid compounding effect right there on your savings. A lot of people say, a lot of finance experts say you can't save your way into wealth, and then they just throw away savings as if it's bad. Actually, I think the practice of savings is very good, but what I think they mean is you can't just make minimum wages like $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, and then expect to save. Your problem is that you're not making enough money to make big impact. So it's important to obtain a money-making skill that will quintuple the amount. Now, 3, 6, 9, 12, that's about $120 right there annually. You have to have a skill, and not just a skill set. There are some people that have skill sets, but they don't have the work ethic. Adopt a skill set and a disciplined work ethic, combine that, and make 4 times the amount of what you make normally in 1 year. Then you can try to say, you know what? How can I make what I made in 1 year in half a year or 1/4 of a year? These are the goals that you have to have, because you always have to put yourself ahead. When you're making money, you have to put yourself ahead. Buy yourself more time, and then learn how to make more money in a smaller amount of time and a smaller amount of time. It is this eye of the tiger, eye on the prize, that you need to adopt. This will give you the best financial experience in this world. You will not go up and down in finances. I've gone up and down in finances, and this is the key. What I've learned for myself is you have to put yourself ahead financially, meaning pay your rent ahead. You have to do this. And if you're looking at your $3,000 a month check and thinking, how the heck am I going to... You have to get the broke mindset out of your mind. The money you make now, it's already super low, so you might as well adopt a positive mindset, because this will be more beneficial and more effective for you to get out of that situation. You have to believe that you can get out of any situation that you are in. You have to. That's number one. The belief is just as strong as the work ethic, because, believe it or not, without the belief, you will not have the work ethic. So the belief set is just as valuable as the work ethic, yet just the belief set is not going to get you there. However, if you truly believe that you can, you will definitely get up and make it so. So those of you that aren't doing anything, I'm failed to be convinced that you actually do believe in yourself. I believe people that do believe in themselves can get out of their situation, and that is a fact. And when they can't, they simply don't act. So if you're not acting, you have to look deep down inside and realize that you probably don't believe in yourself as much as you should. You don't 100% believe in yourself. So in the sphere of health and fitness and finance, you have to put yourself ahead of yourself. The calories. You must be in a calorie deficit. Well, if you burned enough calories to be weeks ahead, to the point where, let's say, if you have a body weight that you're trying to keep, well, if you're training to the maximum, the amount of exercise you have to do to the maximum, that's the secret. It's the exercise which is going to make you lose weight. And you cannot underestimate that it is a lot of training that you have to do, and you can't shy or sheer away from it. You must put yourself ahead in the calorie deficit, meaning when you work out harder and longer, than you normally do, and then more than what you do outside of the norm, to the point where you're doing 4x the amount of what you normally do, burning more calories quicker, and consistently puts yourself ahead in fitness and finance. If you don't have the results that you're looking for, it's because you're not putting enough effort in. And it's the same for selling and making money. You have to close more. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be a person that is ambitious. You want to close deals. You want to find the right prospects. That's really all what it is. It's not necessarily you need to close them. No, it's about finding the right people. Because when you find the right people, you don't really have to quote unquote sell them, meaning convince them. I don't believe sales is convincing people, but in a sense, you definitely are convincing them in a way that all you're doing is just making sure that what they already want is what you can provide them. And you demonstrate that, and you answer any questions that they may have, and you service them. You service them by giving them information and creating that relationship in the micro and in the macro. And it takes time, commitment, and faith and belief. And their gut feeling to know that you're being honest. Everyone's always asking themselves, is this guy being honest? Is he going to fuck me? Right? That's what you have to do. Put yourself ahead and stay ahead. Never go back. Never go back. If you want to make the most, you must understand who can pay the most. And if you believe in God and practice God's teachings, you will be compensated as God promises in the Quran, in the Bible. Since God is the owner of everything within outer space, i.e. the heavens, and on the earth, inside the earth, and around it, it's got to compensate the most. To be got paid from God is the best reward. And since there are so many people that believe in God, Christians, Muslims, Jews, they can well recognize a man of God, and they will be there to support you, and you will be there to support them. And it is helping everyone be supported and lifting everyone up that is the magic. When you know people are deliberately supporting you, that they trust you, that is the best feeling in the world. That makes life worth living, to know that there are other humans that count on you and believe you. That's fam. That's what family is. When you say to someone that is your brother and that's your family, you will never hurt them intentionally. You will always help them and support them and stand up for them. But we must admit, not everyone wants to be your family. Not everyone cares to be your family. Many people have their own families or just don't care. Begin to care. Be one of the individuals that cares, no matter how hard it is. Because you cannot miss the opportunity when someone in front of you could be a great friend, as long as you treat them right. They could support you in ways that you did not see. Every new customer you get started from somewhere. Every new friend that you got started from somewhere. Never hide your energy, because you always have to be working. You must always seek opportunities in any way, shape, or form. When you walk in any place, always try to make opportunities happen for everyone. As small as it is, if you have to wait in line, get around people, help people, be helpful and look for opportunities to help and give, because that is the best way to cleanse you. It protects you from seeds of evil is the act of charity. The act of charity protects us from the seeds of evil and cleanses our wealth. And that's why in the Quran we give zakat. The Bible says the same. Jews believe the same. It's that charity. Charity is giving people grace and mercy and helping those that would need it.